Long time ago, there were 3 orphan brothers who, when their parents died, were adopted by a rabbi, and he raised them to be good young men, hardworking young men. And when it came time to make their own way in life, the rabbi went to a wealthy man, and the wealthy man gave the 3 brothers land and tools and seeds to start farming. And so the 3 brothers went to work. They broke the land, they plowed the land, they sowed the ground, and they grew potatoes and turnips and carrots. Well, the first 2 brothers, their crops came up lush and rich, but the 3rd brother, no matter how hard he worked all that summer, nothing came up, nothing but weeds, and what few plants grew, why, the animals and the insects ate up. And so at the end of a long summer of hard work, for the 3rd brother, there was nothing. For the first 2 brothers, there was ample crops of potatoes and carrots and turnips. And so they loaded up their wagons with potatoes and carrots and turnips. And the 3rd brother, who had nothing, well, they said, "We will share our bounty with you, for you are our brother." And he said, No. The rabbi gave us this land, and he gave us a blessing. And the blessing was to sell whatever we grew in the market with his blessing. You've grown potatoes and carrots and turnips, and I have grown nothing. So therefore, I'm going to go to the market and sell nothing. So 3 brothers went into the market. The first 2 set up their tables, loaded them with the carrots and potatoes and the turnips. And the 3rd brother set up an empty table. And the first 2 brothers going, potatoes and carrots and turnips, potatoes, carrots and turnips, the finest of all kinds. And the 3rd brother, nothing for sale, nothing for sale, nothing for sale. And the people laughed at him, but he shouted all the louder, nothing for sale, nothing for sale. And through the market, there were many people wandering through, hearing people crying out their wares. But there came into the market a tall man, a rich man, who did not pay any attention to the noise and the storytellers and all around him, because you see, in his mind, there's only one thing, were the words of the doctor who had examined his daughter who was dying. And the words were echoing within his heart. And these were the words: "Your daughter is dying. Nothing will save her." And these were the words that was in his heart as he walked through. And he did not hear the first brother saying carrots and potatoes and turnips, and the second brother saying carrots and potatoes and turnips. But suddenly he heard, "Nothing for sale, nothing for sale, woe buy my nothing for sale." And for the first time, there was a shadow of a smile on the rich man's face. And without thinking, he reached into his pocket, he pulled out a gold coin, and he put it down on the table of the young brother. He said, "I will buy your nothing." And as soon as he did that, all of a sudden, it was a shadow had lifted from his heart and from his soul. And wondering, he left the marketplace. He went down the road to his estate. And then when he came to the end of the long drive, when the servants saw him, they came out running and shouting, "It's a miracle! You're a miracle! Your daughter is better. She will live." And indeed, when he came into her bedroom, she lay there pale, but in her cheeks were already the dawn of color and red. And she was sipping a thin soup and smiling. So, to make a long story short, and a short story merry, I shall tell you this: that the young man was introduced to the young woman. In the rightness of time, the 2 were married, and they lived in happiness and joy for the rest of their lives. And may each one of us find such happiness and such joy as they had.